Is this thing on? Hey, gang, and welcome to the Jace Perspective. I am your host, regular ass Jace. All right, sidebar. Y'all know how we do. Please don't take anything that I say seriously, because I don't even take me seriously. All right, that's it. That's the disclaimer. Oh, this one is. So, there was a topic and a question that was touched on by the Joe Budden podcast regarding Drea Michelle and Houston Rocket Jalen Green. Drea is 39, and Jalen, at the time of the question, was 21. He just turned 22 today, February the 9th. And the question that was asked on the podcast amongst the gentlemen, and then was asked of a certain female podcaster by the name of Melissa Ford, was, is that grooming? So, yes, that's the question I got. Is it grooming? Well, let's talk about it, okay? The answer that should have been given by Melissa Ford was not given, which is extremely annoying, so much so that she even annoyed Joe Ish, Ice, and Flip. It was clear and evident, okay? So let me lay out the facts before I properly answer the question the way that it should have been answered. Drea is possibly, it's not solidified yet, it's not set in stone, but possibly, okay, pregnant. Apparently, she was spotted wearing some overalls at a game that Jalen was playing at, and she looked hella pregnant, according to some sources. Now, Drea is 39, while Jalen Green was 21 a couple days ago. He's 22 today as of February the 9th. So when you calculate it, 39 take away 21, that is an 18-year difference. Basically, when Drea technically and legally became an adult, 18 is legally and technically an adult, okay? So when she was 18, grown, Jalen was just sliding out of his grown mama's adult pussy, which means Drea's predatory ass been grown since Jalen was a newborn, grown before he could speak, grown before he could utter a word, grown before he learned how to control his bladder and not piss and shit in his diaper. Okay, Drea is grown compared to her possible baby daddy. It still remains to be seen, but them overalls, from my understanding, Miss Drea was looking hella pregnant and hella crazy. Okay, Drea is very much giving what another predatory female by the name of Jada Pinkett Smith was giving when she prayed on August Alsina. And that vibe is, I fuck children. I fuck people my children's age. So basically, both of these grooming ass grown women are giving that vibe. They like to fuck people who is the same age as their children. They're grown children, okay? Melissa Ford has tap danced, tiptoed, and pussyfooted around topics too many times, okay? When it comes to speaking on egregious acts committed by women. But, oh, she will happily rip a man a new asshole. She will happily be loud and wrong in her opinions regarding them. She gonna call out any and all men and interject her opinion. Yes, when it comes to men, oh, she got everything to say. Okay. For example, Marcus Houston, Cameron and Mace. Nah, Mel, we ain't forget, boo. We ain't forget that. We ain't forget what you said about Marquise Houston and his wife, their age difference, and Cameron and Mace when they told the story of going to the club and having a tryst with a willing trollop. The problem is evident at this point. Okay, what is that problem? The problem is that no one is holding women accountable as of late, and someone has to hold women accountable because let's break down the facts, okay? When a man tries to hold a woman accountable, he gets told, shut up. You ain't got no right to do that. Who you think you are? Bad man. Get out of here. Okay. He gets called wrong, entitled, a demon. People calling for him to be strung upside down on a public cross and have lighter fluid sprayed on him so that he could be set on fire in a public display of a blaze. Okay. They want his dick chopped off and put into a mason jar whenever a man speaks up about something that a woman has done that is wrong. Okay. And then when a woman calls out another woman, well, let's see, she gets called a woman hater and a misogynist. I know I've been called one a couple of times, but that don't bother me none. Okay. I've never been the type that lets what other people say bother me, baby. I don't. Call me what you like. You won't say it to you won't say it to my face though, but call me whatever the fuck you want to call me, including a misogynist. All right. I love. So here's the thing. Misogynists are people that hate women, right? Woman hater, misogynist, misogyny, the hatred against women. I love being a woman. I love my fellow women, my fellow women folk. Love them like a fat kid loves cake. But what I don't do is pander to the bullshit. If I see something going on, I speak on it. I call it out. Okay. Let's break down another fact. And I want y'all to think about this. This is a think piece for those of you who are willing to open up your mind and see what's really going on. I don't expect it, but hey, we gonna try. Okay. So once upon a time, women were labeled the weaker sex. So of course, women's rights were fought for and feminism became more prominent. But you know what? Women are doing nothing but playing into the age-old adage of the weaker sex by bullshit like this, by walking on eggshells and tiptoeing and tap dancing, due to being scared to hurt feelings. All right? Because I'm looking at it like this. If men can't say shit to women, and women can't say shit to women, who the hell is saying anything to women? Nobody? Nah. That ain't gonna happen. Men get told all the time when they are wrong. Men get dragged through the mud whenever things happen and they do some egregious shit. So therefore, not over here. We're not contributing to that. Okay. And when when men are not allowed to speak up on the egregious acts of women, and women are not allowed to speak up on the egregious acts of women, this is why accountability amongst women is so rampant. And if you look at research and listen to people talk, they say women hate being held accountable. I see why, because everybody is scared to speak up and say something. Majority anyway. So due to this fact, it's making women truly the weaker sex. The fact that you can't take accountability and be responsible for actions without losing your shit and flipping out and calling everybody a hater and, oh, y'all are bad and y'all hate us. And that makes you look weak as hell, that you can't take criticism, that you can't take someone saying something when something needs to be said. Okay, that makes you look weak as fuck. Okay, and again, I'm not contributing. I refuse to contribute. I see a female doing some fuck shit, I'm calling it out. Same way I call everybody out. Nobody is exempt. Men get called out, and women gonna get called out. Okay, I don't pander. I don't tap dance and tiptoe. I am not supposed to convince people to like me. I would rather be hated for the person that I truly am than to be loved for the person that I'm not. And a panderer, I am not. Okay. If y'all looking for a female podcaster that's going to sit here and blow smoke up the ass of females when they are wrong, then you barking up the wrong tree, boo-boo. You did go ahead and unsubscribe or don't subscribe at all. Turn off this channel because I'm not the podcaster for you. I am not her. Egregious acts will be called out. When women are doing bullshit, just like when men do bullshit, you're getting called out. I'ma say something about it on this podcast, on the Jace perspective, the perspective of me, my viewpoint. Sorry. Just not gonna do it, okay? Again, I'm not scared. I'm not pandering to women, who are at fault just for acceptance and likes and gaining a following. I mean, whoever's gonna follow me and tune in is gonna follow me and tune in. I'm not pandering and tap dancing for nothing, for nobody, women included. I'm calling you out. When you do some shit, you're doing some shit, okay? So trust and believe I'm not gonna lose no sleep. I promise you. So by all means, if what I say is offensive and you got your panties in a bunch, go ahead and just put not interested when my shit pops up on your YouTube, okay? So let's keep going. Like I said, I call it everybody, no one's exempt. When men do egregious shit, people call for them to be put on a platter. Well, we gonna need that same energy for women. So Melissa Ford, I'm addressing Melissa Ford, you holding back from saying what needs to be said due to your fear of backlash from women, because you said a quote on the episode where you guys were talking about Drea. It only shows that by you doing what you did, it only shows that you will tuck tail and run when it's time to really speak up on shit that's important. A 39-year-old woman possibly being impregnated by a 21-year-old man-child, that's something that needs to be touched on and not deflected and asked, do you think it's grooming? Do you think it's predatory? No, bitch, they asked you. They said what they thought. What do you think? And by you skating and tap dancing around the shit, that makes me think like, when someone asks Miss Melissa Ford if a woman is being predatory and groomer-ish and you run from it, well, I mean, does that mean that you would do the same thing? Does that mean that you are Team Drea? Does that mean that you support predatory behavior by women? As opposed to you will bash the back of a man in. You could not say enough about Marquise Houston being a predator with his wife. And you couldn't wait to call Cameron and Mace pedophiles. Oh, you couldn't wait. It couldn't fly out them lips fast enough, baby. Okay? Oh, we saw you. It was peeped. Okay? Now, I want to touch on you talking about repercussions during that Dre episode. You said, and I quote, "It's a little bit more difficult to openly judge other women and their actions. It just is because there is more of a repercussion for doing so." And my answer to you on that pussy ass statement is no, it's not. You open your mouth and you speak truth. When you know shit is wrong, you say this shit is wrong, okay? What? Somebody will come to your house and whoop your ass for speaking truth? I don't know. They're not. They're not, okay? That's some scary shit. I'm gonna need you to get that scary shit up out of here. And then the crazier part is this. Girl, you call yourself a Scorpio? As a Scorpio myself, I am truly offended. We, the Scorpio delegation, want to trade Melissa Ford in. We want to trade it in immediately. Get out of here expeditiously. Because Scorpios ain't pussy for likes and acceptance. When something is spoken, Scorpio is known for truth telling. Scorpio is known for laying shit out on the line very bluntly. No sugarcoating, regardless of feelings, nigga. Fuck your couch and your feelings. That's your regular traditional Scorpio. We not pandering to shit. We not tap dancing around shit. We say what is on our minds. Hello. You sure you're Scorpio, Melissa? I think you need to check your chart, baby. Look at your birth certificate, because you ain't it. Okay. So here's a real question. Again, why were you afraid to answer the question, Melissa? Was it because you're Team Drea? Is it because you agree with what she was doing? Is it because you would do the same thing? I'm just saying. Again, I'm just going to remind you. You called out Marquise Houston. You called out Cameron and Mace with the quickness, baby. You couldn't get it out your lips quick enough, okay? But when the roles are reversed, there's no hesitation. When it was asked, was Drea a predatory woman? You nut right the fuck out the... It was church mouse. You could hear a pin drop. Okay? So you was tap dancing around that. You was real suspicious with that, Mel. Come on now, be honest, babe. What you out here being a predator too, girl? Is that what you doing? You old predator supporter, you. I see you. Okay. But also to what I see is a pandering ass female who is annoying the Joe Budden podcast fan base. You annoying the fuck out of them. You don't believe me, girl? Go check them comments, boo. They said you need to go. I'm just saying. Now, let's answer this question correctly. Is the Drea and Jalen situation grooming? Fuck yes. Yes, it is grooming. And predatory as fuck. Again, Drea has been grown since Jalen was a newborn that freshly slid out his grown mama pussy. You were 18 when he was newborn, so you were already grown. And now that he's 21, well, I'm sorry, 22. Ooh, a whole year. Stop the presses. Still 18 years. So you double grown. You grown. Now that he is 22 and you are 39 going on 40, you grown. You predatory. Let's look at the fact that let me see. I got the definition of predatory up too. And also too, see, Drea is not dumb. She's a lady of the street. Okay. Drea didn't get to where she at by talent or smarts. Look up her history, okay? She was Chris Brown's side piece that slid into the public eye, and she was very attractive, had the body, had the face, had the thing going on, and boom, Drea was established, okay? Drea hit them blocks a couple of times, all right? So, Drea, you knew that not just Jalen, but many, many men have had posters of you and have exalted you. You on somebody's phone as a screensaver, and many men have had many jerk-off sessions. You know that you are very attractive and beguiling to the men, okay? So you know that Jalen is happy as hell to bust shots up in that older womb of yours, my dear, okay? That 39 going on 40-year-old womb. You knew he was going to jump at the chance to nut all up in that motherfucker. But Dre, I got some questions for you, boo-boo. Let's just say you are pregnant by Jalen. Did you inform him that due to your age, the pregnancy could have complications? Did you inform young Jalen that the possible child could have health issues due to you almost being 40? And yes, genetic diseases do go up higher in percentage after the age of 35. It's science. But you don't give a fuck. You just want to take advantage of some young dick. I don't get it. I'm sorry. But that's, yeah, you just shameful and rotten, ma'am, because you know better. I'm quite sure that if your 21 to 20-year-old son got some 40-year-old broad pregnant, you wouldn't like that. I'm quite sure you would probably flip your shit, because that's nasty. It's predatory, and it's gross, and it's nasty. And let's look at the definition of predator. Okay? Definition of predator. An animal, mammal, that naturally preys on others. And they use the wolf as an example. Wolves are major predators of rodents. Girl, you hungry like the wolf. Call your ass Duran Duran. Michelle instead of Drea. Your name is now Duran Duran because, bitch, you hungry like the wolf. And then a person who ruthlessly exploits others, a sexual predator. I'm 39 going on 40-year-old female brain is a lot more experienced and a lot more well-rounded and a lot more aware than a 21 who just turned 22-year-old mind. That mind is still looking to fuck anything that moves. There's no real maturity in a 21 to 22-year-old. They're learning, they're getting there. But them babies just like, you just turned, you're in your early 20s. You have no life experience. I'm sorry, you don't. So when you compare the two, a whole ass mess, I tell you. But a predator is exactly what you are. And I know that you and other predatory women, you don't want to hear the truth. I get it, but guess what? It's a cold world. Put on a sweater. Now that, Melissa Ford, is how you answer the question when Joe and the other gentleman asked it to you. Is that grooming? Okay? That's how you do it. Well, it looks like Miss Wendy Williams is currently back in the spotlight. She has collaborated with her old team at Lifetime Television and is now releasing her new documentary titled, Where is Wendy Williams? It appears to chronicle her current health condition, her monetary status, she states she has no money, and many other unfortunate things happening in her life. According to the Detroit News, Where is Wendy Williams is slated for a 2-night debut on February the 24th and 25th at 8 p.m. In the trailer released last week, Williams is shown inebriated, struggling to stand, tearful, and seemingly suffering memory loss, all while insisting to friends and family she is of sound mind. The DetroitNews.com. So, again, y'all, I'm about to do the unthinkable. And that's hold another motherfucker accountable for their life actions, okay? And that is Wendy Williams. Baby, I'm holding them foots to the fire, Wendy. Please believe me, okay? I have not seen the doc yet, as, of course, it has not been released. But seriously, Wendy, are we, the public, supposed to feel bad for you, Wendy? I mean, I understand you having health issues, baby. Nobody wishes, I don't wish bad health on nobody. I don't. Never have. And it is truly unfortunate, but let us not forget who we are talking about. We are talking about Queen of Gossip Radio and Talk TV. So in case you all are having amnesia, okay, because Wendy been around for a minute, baby. She has spun the block in this journalistic queen of radio shit. She has been here for some time. So I understand it can be hard to sometimes remember. So let's refresh the memory, okay? So in case there's amnesia, because they are playing up this trailer, it's very pitiful and it pulls at the heartstrings. I get it, okay? It's very sad, very pitiful, especially if you don't know her history. So for the trailer, Where is Wendy? Let's not forget how Wendy, at one point in her career, went for the jugular of Method Man's wife, Tamika Smith, about her cancer diagnosis, which she, Wendy, revealed back in 2006, without the consent of Method Man or his wife, despite the fact that the couple wanted to keep this information private. Despite the fact, like, Wendy basically said, fuck you and fuck your couch and fuck your feelings. Yeah, I'ma tell it. So Miss Flaming Lips / Mouth Almighty took it upon herself to set the radio waves aflame, because we all know, bitch, regardless of who wants their shit private, fuck that. You gonna do what you want to do, because you Wendy, right? Okay. So she set the radio waves aflame with the info that she had no right to disclose to the public. In complex.com, I will read a blurb from an article where it says in 2006, Wendy Williams revealed on her WBLS show that Method Man's wife, Tamika Smith, had been diagnosed with cancer, despite the fact that the rapper and his wife wanted to keep that information private. Following Williams' on-air revelation, Method Man appeared on The Breakdown, where he called out the personality for outing his family's private information. And I quote, "I'd like to thank Wendy Williams for bringing that to the masses because she didn't have to go on the radio and say that shit." End quote. Method Man said, "I like to keep stuff like that private, but yeah, my wife was sick. That ain't nobody's fucking business. That's her business. She didn't want anybody to know about it. I respected her wishes right there." Now, although he said that he and his wife were past it, he thought it was mad tacky and disrespectful for Wendy to share that personal information. Her family members, speaking of Tamika, Method Man is still speaking, her family members didn't even know she was sick. He added, "You can attack me any way you want. I'm in the entertainment business, so yeah, but don't attack my family." And he later called Williams a fucking idiot and scolded people for listening to her. Stupid ass bitch. She don't have any fans, and the people who listen to her is just as fucking dumb. Round of applause, Method Man. He's right. Absolutely. So let's get back to Miss Wendy Williams, okay? Wendy has talked so much shit about so many celebrities and about so many people. And she has shared personal information that she had no business. She's talked about cheating. She's talked about marriages, husbands cheating on their wives, while trying to look better than all of them for decades. Okay? She has portrayed this perfect life and perfect husband ploy while laughing all the way to the bank, exposing everyone that she could, everybody she could think of and who she could get a little mouthpiece on. She talked about them. But one thing about them tables, baby, they gonna turn. And the tables have turned like shit for Miss Wendy Williams. Them tables, they do turn. Around 2019 or a little later, it was revealed that the same thing Wendy kicked backs in about and laughed at people about happened to her. Let's talk about it. Sharina Hudson, the mistress of Kevin Hunter. Mistress for 15 years. So much so, they had a love child. He got Sharina a house in the same neighborhood as him and Wendy and moved her right on up the street. Her and the baby. Okay. So after all that time, it's shown that Wendy, you never had place to talk shit the way that you did about anybody. Okay. And now you want pity. You want people to rally around you during your darkest times when you rejoiced in the darkest times of those you talk shit about. No, my dear, it don't work that way. It don't. What goes around comes around, as the karmic saying would say. Now, please, I don't want y'all to sit here and be like, "Oh my God, Jace, you're wishing sickness on her." I don't wish, like I said earlier, I do not wish sickness on nobody. And what Wendy has is very serious. Clearly, we've seen a decrease in her health. Okay, pretty quickly. She has what's called Graves' disease, which is an immune system disorder that causes overproduction of thyroid hormones. And I would never wish serious illness on anyone, but when you shit on people constantly while having the most flippant of attitude be flippant as hell. Like, oh, oh well, okay. They'll be all right. I'm going to say my shit. What you gonna? You ain't gonna do shit. Oh, okay. They ain't had to do shit. Karma stepped in and said, "Oh, Wendy, we've been waiting on you, doll." Okay. So, just don't expect, all I'm saying, Wendy, Girl, don't expect no pity and well wishes from the majority of the public. You will have your amount of people in the public, the percent that will say, "Oh my God, Wendy. Oh my God." I mean, we don't. I hope things change over for her, and I hope she change. I hope things turn around. I do. But what I'm saying is, Wendy, don't expect pity for people. Don't care. People do not care when you do what you have done and you are the person that you have been. People do not give a fuck. They look at you like, oh, okay. And there are some people out there, I've heard a couple of podcasters say, oh, people are so fucked up. They're wishing sickness on her. Ain't nobody wish no sickness on Wendy. Wendy been sick since she started her radio jaunt for WBLS many moons ago. Because she would always talk about it because her eyes bulged a little bit. And she would always talk about it. And this was, matter of fact, Wendy Williams is the one that gave Charlamagne the God his start. He came on her show on WBLS long time ago. So that tells you, that lets you know how long she's been in the business. She basically brought Charlamagne the God, co-host, top, one of the top three hosts of the Breakfast Club on Hot 97 in New York. But like Charlamagne is all over the place. He's like a well-known celebrity now. Wendy brought him on. So she's been talking about her problem, her thyroid, her Graves' disease since that time. So she didn't just get sick. So it's not like everybody's like, oh, we're going to pray for her to get sick. That's not it at all. What people are saying is, now she's all fucked up in the game. Oh, well, okay, bitch, you get what you deserve. You have talked about people. You talked about a woman with cancer, ma'am. Come on now. What did you really think was going to happen? All I'm saying, sometimes it take a long ass time, okay? So like I said, we ain't pandering over here, okay? We calling a spade a spade. We calling pots and kettles black. All right? So no one cares about your current condition, Wendy. They don't. I mean, you didn't care about others, right, Wendy? It's not so funny when it's you. Right, Wendy? Now, how you doing? Shannon Sharpe is causing a ripple in the YouTube and social media atmosphere yet again. With his recent interview with comedian Monique, and it's causing quite the stir, as Monique tends to do when she speaks. Okay. Now, I noticed that Monique loves to get other people involved in her personal business. Okay. She loves it. All in the name of getting what she wants. Monique has a agenda, baby, and she gonna rally up the troops. Listen, I got a problem with so-and-so. So if you call yourself my friend and you call yourself caring about me, you gonna call so-and-so because they won't respond to me. So you gonna call them right now. And I'm gonna harass your ass until you do. Monique went on the T.S. Madison show and basically had a conversation. This is coming from Monique during the interview. And she said that T.S. Madison is good friends with Lee Daniels, who Monique has had reported problems with. And she said to T.S. Madison, basically, that's your friend. And if you my friend and you call yourself my sister and you yep, you gonna call Lee Daniels, you gonna tell him to apologize to me. And T.S. Madison apparently did, because T.S. Madison, after doing the show, a couple days later, Monique on Shannon Sharpe show said that that Lee Daniels called her and had a conversation. Okay, T.S. Madison. Monique then turns around and says to Shannon that he heard the Tyler Perry audio. Apparently, Monique has recorded Tyler, and I don't know if he is aware he was recorded. But yes, she has a recording of Tyler Perry apparently owning up to his wrongdoing of Monique. Okay, and now it's been released. I ain't even listened to it because I'm not interested. But I just, I know that it's out because I've seen a couple of videos about it on my timeline on YouTube. So as she was talking to Shannon, she tries to get Shannon to say what he heard, because she apparently played some audio for Shannon. And she said, Shannon, tell the people what you heard Tyler say, because you know I'm right. And he was like, Monique, I'm not doing like, don't, basically, bitch, don't get me involved in this shit. Okay. This is your interview. Don't be interviewing me. Um, and then so she was like, Shannon, if you, in so many words, I ain't gonna, I forgot what she said verbatim, but in so many words, Shannon, you heard what he said on the audio. You, as my friend, as my people, you need to turn to him right now and tell him he wrong and he need to apologize to me. And Shannon did. He turned right to the camera and he said, Tyler, y'all go watch the interview. You'll see what he said. But he turned right to that camera, damn it, and he addressed Tyler Perry for Monique. So Monique is all about rallying the troops and getting in her business and fighting her battles because she can't do it herself like everybody else does. Anyway, she also revealed that she is a snitch. So if you're talking to Monique, don't tell her ass nothing. Do not tell. She got the loosest lips this side of the Mississippi. Don't do it. Okay. Because she will take it upon herself to make the decision. And she says this in the interview. She takes it upon herself to decide if what you told her needs to be told to whoever. She is the good doer of the world, baby. She is going to tell you shit and she is going to make sure that she exposes you. So don't tell her shit. She just can't help herself. She got to go run tell that. Okay. Including the business of anybody that tells her. So if you ever meet Monique, don't tell her nothing. Mum's the word. All right. And she going to make sure she air all your dirty laundry out. Okay. All in the name of the goodness for the world. So now another thing I noticed when watching bits and pieces, I did not watch the whole thing. I just did not have it in me to watch the whole Monique interview. I was not that interested. She tried to come for Shannon. She tried to sun him on his own interview show, the Club Shay Shay show. She basically tried to tell this grown-ass man how to live his life and who to date. She said something like 56 and trying. That is wild. To say that to somebody is wild as fuck. All right, so 56 and trying. She basically was saying to him like, oh, you not married and you going around here dating and you need to get... Maybe Shannon don't want to be tied down, Monique. That's not your business, boo-boo. I understand you think you have the right to be in everybody's business and blah, blah, blah. But you cannot tell that man when to be tied down, when to get married. He may not want to be married. And then on top of that, she basically questioned him about dating white women. Now, Shannon Sharpe is a grown-ass man. Shannon Sharpe can date whatever race, creed, culture, and color he wants to. It is not your business, Monique. Does Shannon come to you and talk about you and your daddy? The man you're married to? No, he doesn't. He don't talk about the relationship y'all two have. So, Monique, you need to mind your nosy ass business. Okay? You got a lot of nerve, my dear. I know you got this auntie vibe going on. You're taking it too far. Okay? So, Monique, at a certain point, touched on DL Hughley and told her a version of a story when she went on DL's show. DL came back and lit that ass up. Basically, DL said that her version of the story she told was far from true. And I believe DL said, and I'm a quote, Monique's a fucking liar. Now, the funniest part to me is that when Cat Williams went on Shannon Sharpe's show, many responses were said about Cat, all from he was embellishing things, and a couple of things he said was wild, like reading all them books by the age of 7, and different things was a little unbelievable. But when it came down to the most important parts, what nobody said was Cat Williams was a liar. Nobody. And a lot of people had a lot of stuff to say about Cat. But nobody ever once uttered the word liar out that man's mouth. DL Hughley about Monique, on the other hand, he says not only is she a liar, she's a fucking liar. So she's a liar. Okay. Yeah, we can't say the same about Monique. Oh my. DL stated that he did as she asked and respected her wishes. This is about the story that she told about going on his radio show. So he said that he did as she asked, and he respected her wishes regarding the radio show segment. Monique repaid DL back by talking about his daughter being sexually molested and said that DL sat there while his daughter was R-worded. His family had to check Monique to get her to stop what she was doing while defaming DL. Now, DL had a great point. He said she went after he can see why Monique went after his family when her own family don't even fuck with her. And I quote again from DL Hughley. How you gonna have sweet babies? Y'all know that's Monique shit. Sweet babies. How you gonna have sweet babies when your own babies don't fuck with you? And he's right. There are no videos of Monique with her family, her children, nobody. She just with daddy all the time. And for me, that does look hella suspicious. If you can't find someone with pictures, especially someone as solidified and as known as Monique, when you can't find pictures and videos of you being with family, being with your children, that's a little suspicious for me. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is you can't throw stones when you live in a glass house. And just like that, I'm out. Thank you guys for rocking me for another episode. It was wonderful having you here. I will see y'all the next time. Love y'all to death. And you take care until next time. All right? Okay, bye.